My dear brothers and sisters, let us pause for a moment and be really honest with ourselves. How many times have we gone through a tough day, a difficult situation, and the first thing that comes out of our mouths is, it's because of them, it's my spouse's fault. My parents didn't understand me, the boss is unfair, my friends let me down, the economy, the government, the people around me, they're the reason my life isn't where I want it to be. We say it to others, we say it to ourselves. We even say it in our dua sometimes, Ya Allah, look what they did to me. And for a little while, it feels like relief, like we've shifted the weight off our shoulders onto someone else. But deep down, in the quiet of the night, when the phone is off and the house is silent, we know the truth. That weight never really leaves. It just sits there, heavier than before. Blaming others is the easiest escape we have in this world. It protects our ego. It saves us from looking in the mirror. It lets us stay comfortable in our story of being the victim. But it is poison for the heart. Slowly, quietly, it eats away at our peace. It turns small hurts into big grudges. It makes us angry, bitter, stuck. We replay the same conversations in our heads over and over. We imagine what we should have said, what they should have done differently. And every time we do that, we give away more of our happiness to people who probably aren't even thinking about us. In this modern life, blaming has become so normal. We see it everywhere. On social media, people post about how others wronged them. In families, everyone points at everyone else. At work, colleagues throw responsibility around like it's someone else's problem. We've almost been trained to think that if we can find someone to blame, we're off the hook. But Allah looks at the heart. He knows what we carry inside, and He knows that as long as we keep pointing fingers outward, we stay chained to the pain. Think about it gently. When we blame others, we hand over control of our lives to them. We say, my happiness depends on what you do or don't do. My success depends on how fair you are to me. My peace depends on whether you change. But the people we blame, they go on living their lives. They sleep at night. They move forward. And we're the ones left carrying the burden. We're the ones losing sleep. We're the ones whose hearts feel tight and heavy. Allah did not create us to live like victims. He created us with strength, with dignity, with the ability to choose how we respond. Every trial that comes our way, big or small, is an invitation from Him to grow, to become better, to come closer to Him. But when we spend our energy blaming, we miss that invitation. We stay exactly where we are, sometimes for years. Relationships stay broken. Opportunities pass by. Our iman stays stuck because we're too busy looking at others to look at ourselves. The Prophet went through things we can't even imagine. Rejected by his own people, boycotted, stoned, lost loved ones, faced war after war. He could have blamed everyone around him, but he didn't. He turned to Allah. He said, to you I complain of my weakness. He took responsibility for his part, for delivering the message, for being patient, for forgiving, and because of that, Allah gave him victory, peace, and the highest place in Jannah. We are not prophets, but we are their ummah. We carry their legacy in our hearts. So when something hurts us, when someone wrongs us, when life feels unfair, let us pause, let us breathe. Let us ask ourselves quietly, Ya Allah, what is the wisdom here? What can I learn? How can I respond in a way that pleases you? Even if the other person was completely wrong, and sometimes they are, our reaction is still our responsibility. Our forgiveness is our choice. Our patience is our worship. Our turning to Allah is our strength. Blaming keeps the wound open. It stops it from healing. It stops us from moving forward. But when we let go of blame, even just a little, something beautiful happens. Space opens up in the heart. Light comes in. Dua flows more easily. And Allah, who sees that effort, starts to heal what was broken. It's not easy. It never is. But it's worth it. Because the alternative is staying stuck, carrying poison, missing the growth Allah wants for us. And we deserve better than that. Our hearts deserve peace. Our lives deserve progress. Our akhirah deserves the best version of us. So let us make a quiet promise to ourselves today. The next time something goes wrong, the next time someone hurts us, the next time we feel that familiar urge to blame, let us pause. Let us say, Ya Allah, this hurts, but I hand it over to you. Show me my part and help me grow through this. One small pause at a time, one honest moment at a time, and watch how Allah changes everything. My dear brothers and sisters, let us take a moment to look at the most beautiful examples Allah has given us. The prophets, their lives were full of pain, betrayal, hardship that we can barely imagine. Yet not one of them spent their days blaming others. They took ownership of their path, turned everything over to Allah and rose higher than anyone else. And if they could do it in their circumstances, imagine what we can do in ours. Look at Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, a young boy, loved by his father, dreaming big dreams. Then suddenly, his own brothers, the people closest to him, become jealous. They plot against him. They throw him into a well. They lie to their father. They sell him as a slave. He ends up in a foreign land, separate from everything he knows. Later, falsely accused, thrown into prison for years. Anyone in his place would have every right to be angry, to curse his brothers, to say, my life is ruined because of them. He could have sat in that prison cell, blaming, complaining, letting bitterness eat him alive. But he didn't. What did he do instead? He turned to Allah. He kept his character beautiful. He interpreted dreams with the help of Allah. He remained patient, trustworthy, kind, even to the people who guarded him in prison. When the king called him out, he didn't rush out shouting about his innocence. He first asked for the truth to be cleared. And when he finally met his brothers again years later, what did he say? No blame upon you today. Allah will forgive you. He didn't hold a grudge. He didn't list their wrongs. He forgave completely. And because of that, Allah raised him to a position of power, reunited his family, and turned his pain into one of the most beautiful stories in the Quran. That is what taking responsibility looks like. Even when others wrong you deeply, you own your response. You own your patience. You own your forgiveness. You own your turning to Allah. And Allah owns the victory. Or think about our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The people of Taif threw stones at him until his feet bled. They mocked him, rejected him, drove him out. The angel came and said, if you want, I can crush them between the mountains. But he didn't say, yes, they deserve it. He didn't blame them and wish harm. He said, no. Perhaps Allah will bring from their children those who say La ilaha illallah. He prayed for them. He carried on with his mission. He kept his heart clean. And Allah gave him the greatest victory, the conquest of Mecca, where he forgave everyone who had hurt him for years. These are not just stories. They are lessons for every one of us. When your colleague takes credit for your work, when your family misunderstands you, when someone spreads rumors about you, remember Yusuf, remember Muhammad, peace be upon them. They didn't waste their energy blaming. They didn't let the wrong of others define their lives. They owned what they could control, their character, their patience, their trust in Allah, and left the rest to Him. In our lives today, we face smaller things, but they feel big. A friend ghosts you. A spouse says something hurtful. A business deal falls through because someone wasn't honest. The pain is real. The disappointment is real. But staying in blame keeps you small. It stops you from becoming the person Allah wants you to be. When you own your part, even if it's just your reaction, you grow. You become stronger. You become wiser. You become someone Allah can raise, just like He raised the prophets. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you pretend the wrong didn't happen. It doesn't mean you let people walk over you. It means you say, yes, they hurt me, but I will not let that hurt control me. I will forgive for Allah's sake. I will be patient for Allah's sake. I will keep my heart soft for Allah's sake. I will keep working, keep trusting, keep making dua, because my life is not in their hands. It is in Allah's hands. The prophets show us that this path leads to honor in this world and the next. When you forgive like Yusuf, Allah reunites what was broken. When you respond with beauty like Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah gives you victory you never expected. When you own your journey, Allah walks it with you. So let us learn from them. Let us stop the blame, even when it feels justified. Let us say, Ya Allah, they wronged me, but I leave it to you. Help me respond in the way your prophets responded. Watch how Allah nowers that. Watch how He lifts you. Watch how He turns your story into something beautiful. My dear brothers and sisters, let us talk about something we see all around us in this fast, noisy world we live in. Everyone loves to point fingers. On social media, people pour out stories of how others ruined their day, their year, their life. In families, arguments go round and round with each person saying, you started it, you never listen, you always do this. At work, when something goes wrong, the first question is often, who messed up? So we can blame them and feel safe. We watch videos, read posts, listen to podcasts full of people explaining why their problems are someone else's fault. The system, the parents, the ex, the society. And it feels good to join in, doesn't it? Feels like we're part of something. Like we're right. Like we're protecting ourselves. But deep down, we know it doesn't fix anything. It just keeps the fire burning. It keeps us angry, tired, stuck. And that's exactly what Shaitan wants. He loves when we stay busy blaming others, because it stops us from looking at ourselves, from changing, from turning to Allah. Islam calls us to something much higher. It starts with Tawbah, turning back to Allah with a sincere heart. Before we point at anyone else, we look inside and say, Ya Allah, forgive me first. We admit our own shortcomings, our own mistakes, our own moments of weakness. Even if the other person was wrong, completely wrong, we start with ourselves. Because that's where our power lies. That's where change begins. That's where Allah's mercy enters. The Prophet said, the strong person is not the one who overcomes others with physical strength, but the one who controls himself when angry. And part of controlling ourselves is controlling where we direct our thoughts. When we rush to blame, we lose that control. We let anger, pride, hurt take the wheel. But when we pause and say, first, let me make tawbah for whatever part I played, even if it was small, and then leave the rest to Allah, we regain control. We become strong in the way Allah loves. In today's world, we're surrounded by excuses. Everyone has a reason why they can't change, why they're stuck, why life is hard. And many of those reasons point outward. But the believers who truly succeed are the ones who look inward first. They ask, Ya Allah, what can I improve in myself? How can I be better for your sake? They don't wait for others to apologize or change. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They start with tawbah, with istighfar, with a quiet dua. Ya Allah, purify my heart from blame and resentment. Think about how much energy we waste on blame. Hours replaying conversations, days holding grudges, years carrying old wounds. All that energy could be used for something beautiful, for extra salah, for learning Quran, for being kind to our families, for building something good. But blame drains us. It keeps the heart busy with dunya when it should be busy with Allah. Islam teaches us that every situation has two sides, what happened to us and how we respond. We can't always control what happens to us. People will wrong us. Life will be unfair sometimes. But we always control our response. And the best response starts with tawbah, admitting to Allah, I may have contributed to this. I may have reacted badly. I may have fallen short. Forgive me. Even if your part was tiny, owning it opens the door to Allah's help. He loves the servant who returns to Him. In this age of instant everything, instant replies, instant opinions, instant outrage, tawbah first feels slow. It feels vulnerable. It feels like losing the argument. But it's actually winning peace, winning closeness to Allah, winning freedom from the chains of resentment. When we make tawbah first, something shifts inside. The anger softens, the RT starts to heal. We see the situation with clearer eyes. We see the other person as a human who also makes mistakes, who also needs Allah's mercy, and suddenly forgiveness becomes possible. Not because they deserve it, but because we want Allah's pleasure more. This is the Islamic way. It's not about being perfect. It's about being sincere. It's about starting every difficult moment with astaghfirullah instead of it's their fault. It's about trusting that when we clean our own hearts first, Allah cleans the situation for us. The world will keep teaching us to blame. It will keep feeding us stories that say you're right to be angry. Hold on to it. But Allah teaches us something gentler, something stronger. Come back to me first. Let me fix what's broken inside you, and I will take care of the rest. So let us choose that path. Let us be different. Let us be the ones who, when hurt, turn to Allah before turning on others. Let us be the ones who say, Ya Allah, I start with myself. Guide me, forgive me, help me respond beautifully. That's where real change begins. That's where barakah enters. That's where peace lives. My dear brothers and sisters, let us imagine for a moment what happens when we finally let go of blame and take responsibility for our own path. Something truly beautiful begins to unfold. A weight lifts from the shoulders. The heart, which was tight with anger and resentment, starts to breathe again. Freedom rushes in like fresh air after a long storm. And the most wonderful part, Allah's help arrives in ways we never expected. When you own your mistakes, your reactions, your part in the story, even if it was small, you stop being a prisoner of the past. No longer do you wait for someone else to apologize, to change, to make things right. You are free, free to move forward, free to make better choices, free to hand the matter over to Allah completely. And when you do that, He takes over, He opens doors that were closed, He softens hearts that were hard. He brings solutions you couldn't see while you were busy blaming. Look at how dua changes. When blame fills the heart, our duas are full of complaints. Ya Allah, look what they did to me. Punish them, fix them. But when we take responsibility, dua becomes pure, powerful, sincere. Ya Allah, forgive me for my shortcomings in this situation. Guide me to respond better. Heal what is broken in me first. And whatever is in their hands, I leave to you. That kind of dua moves mountains. Allah loves it because it comes from a humble heart. He answers it quickly. He sends ease. He sends understanding. He sends peace that settles deep inside. Resentment is like chains. Heavy, cold chains that we drag everywhere. Every time we replay the wrong, every time we justify our anger, the chains get tighter. We think we're punishing the other person by holding on, but we're only punishing ourselves. We lose sleep. We lose joy, we lose barakah in our days. But the moment we say, Ya Allah, I forgive for your sake, I own my reaction, I let this go, the chains fall away. Suddenly, you walk lighter, you smile easier, you pray with more presence, you live again. In this life, people will always disappoint us. That's part of being human. But when we stop letting their mistakes control our peace, we become truly strong. The Prophet was hurt by those closest to him, yet his heart remained soft, open, full of mercy. He didn't carry grudges, he didn't let pain harden him, and because of that, Allah gave him the coolest heart, the highest place. We are His ummah. We can choose the same path. Taking responsibility brings Allah's special help. He sees the effort, He sees the humility, He sees you choosing His pleasure over your ego, and He rushes to assist. Suddenly the situation that felt impossible starts to shift. A conversation that was stuck opens up. An opportunity you never saw appears. A feeling of contentment returns. People around you notice the change. They feel drawn to your calm. Your relationships begin to heal because you're no longer carrying poison into them. And the rewards? Oh, they are immense. Every time you swallow blame and choose forgiveness, angels write good deeds. Every time you own a mistake and make istighfar, sins fall away. Every time you respond with sabr instead of anger, your rank rises. Allah loves the servant who controls himself, who returns to Him, who keeps his heart clean. He gives that servant a special light. People feel it without knowing why. They feel peace just being near you. In our daily lives, this freedom shows up in small ways that add up to big change. You argue less because you pause before reacting. You sleep better because your mind isn't replaying old fights. You make better decisions because your heart is clear. You feel closer to Allah because there's no barrier of resentment between you and Him. Your dua feels lighter, more hopeful. Your salafe ails deeper. Your days feel blessed. This responsibility really gives us not weakness, not defeat, but true strength. The strength to forgive when it's hard. The strength to change what we can. The strength to trust Allah with what we can't. No more wasting life waiting for others to fix things. No more carrying burdens that aren't ours to carry. Forever. Just you, Allah, and a heart that is free to love, to grow, to worship when you live this way. People around you start to change too, not because you forced them, but because they see the beauty of it. They see your peace and want it for themselves. Your home becomes calmer. Your words become softer. Your presence becomes healing. And Allah in His infinite mercy multiplies all of it. This freedom is waiting for every one of us. It starts with one honest moment. Ya Allah, I take responsibility for my part. I let go of blame. I trust you with the rest. Say it today, feel it in your heart, and watch how Allah sets you free. My dear brothers and sisters, as we stand here at the beginning of this new year 2026, with fresh days stretching out before us, let us make a sincere intention together. Let us decide that this will be the year we truly take responsibility for our lives, for our hearts, for our growth. Not tomorrow, not when things get easier, not when others change, but starting today, right now, with whatever Allah has placed in front of us. Imagine waking up each morning and beginning with a quiet moment of reflection. Before checking the phone, before rushing into the day, you sit with yourself and Allah. You ask gently, Ya Allah, what can I improve today? Where did I fall short yesterday? How can I be better for your sake? Just 5 minutes, no judgment, no harshness, just honest conversation with your Creator. You make istighfar for your mistakes. You thank Him for His mercy. You ask for strength to own your actions. And you step into the day lighter, clearer, ready to respond beautifully no matter what comes throughout the day when challenges arise, and they will, because this is life. Pause before reacting. That moment someone says something hurtful, or a plan falls apart, or you feel that familiar frustration rising. Pause, breathe. Say quietly inside, Ya Allah, this is from you. Help me respond in a way that pleases you. Don't rush to blame, don't rush to defend. Own your response. Choose sabr, choose kindness, choose silence. If words would only make it worse, these small pauses, these small choices add up to massive change over the year. Forgiveness will be your greatest tool this year. Not just forgiving others, though that is beautiful, but forgiving yourself too. We all make mistakes. We all have moments we're not proud of. But carrying shame or guilt forever is another form of being stuck. When you own your mistake, make sincere tawbah and decide to do better, let it go. Allah forgives completely when we return to Him. He erases the sin as if it never happened. So forgive yourself the way He forgives you. Start fresh every day. That is how you move forward. Make it a habit to end each day with reflection too. Before sleep, sit for a few minutes. Ask yourself 3 gentle questions. What did I do well today that pleased Allah? What could I have done better? What will I try to improve tomorrow? No long lists, no beating yourself up, just honest, kind reflection. Then make istighfar, send salawat on the Prophet, and sleep with a clean heart. You will wake up stronger. Over weeks and months you will notice the difference. The old habits of blame will feel foreign, the heart will feel lighter, the connection with Allah will feel deeper. This year, let us focus on building ourselves instead of fixing others. When someone wrongs you, instead of waiting for them to change, work on your own response. Become so strong in your iman, so patient in your character, so trusting in Allah that their actions don't shake you. Read more Quran, learn more about the Prophet and how he dealt with hurts. Spend time with people who remind you of Allah, who encourage you to grow. Cut out the influences that feed blame and negativity. Fill your time with what brings barakah. Your relationships with Allah transform. When you stop blaming your spouse, your parents, your children, and start looking at what you can improve, something beautiful happens. They feel it, they soften. The home becomes calmer, love grows again, because people respond to the energy you bring. When you bring responsibility, humility, forgiveness, they mirror it back. Even if slowly, your deen will grow too. Salah will feel different when your heart is not carrying grudges. Dua will feel more powerful when it comes from a place of sincerity and trust. You will taste the sweetness of turning everything over to Allah. The tests that come will feel like opportunities, not punishments, because you know they are from Him. And your job is simply to respond well. And the akhirah, oh, what we're really preparing for. Every moment you choose responsibility over blame, you earn reward. Every time you forgive, you get shades on the day of judgment. Every time you reflect and make tawbah, sins fall away. This year can be the one where your book of deeds fills with light, where you look back and say, Alhamdulillah, I grew closer to Allah. It won't be perfect. There will be days you slip, days you feel the old blame rising, but that's okay. Be gentle with yourself. Make istighfar and try again. Allah loves the servant who keeps returning to Him. He doesn't want perfection. He wants effort. He wants sincerity. So let us start small. Today, one reflection, one pause, one forgiveness, one sincere tawbah, and let us trust that Allah will multiply it. He will help us. He will change us. He will make this year the beginning of something truly beautiful. You are capable of this. Your heart is ready for this. Allah believes in you more than you believe in yourself. Let us make 2026 the year we finally take responsibility and watch Allah take us higher than we ever imagined.